So my idea for the podcast is basically to provide a platform for those individuals that come out of the military and also those who are in the military currently that have experienced trauma of sorts, stuff that, social anxiety, PTSD.
Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Today, we're going to be speaking to my good friend, Ryan Stanton. We're going to be talking a little bit about what he's doing today, and we're going to talk about his military service and his new podcast he has out called Combat Citizen. So we're excited to talk to him today, but I want to start off today. When I welcome you, I want to remind you that you can find out more about me on russhedge.com. There's links to all of my social media and every way you can get a hold of me, from email to the social media messaging. So be sure and contact me if you have any questions. I do coaching, motivational speaking, and I love to connect with people. So check it out and schedule time to chat with me on russhedge.com. And without further ado, we're going to move right on to my friend Ryan. Good morning and welcome, Ryan.
Morning, Russ.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so first things first, so I'm a veteran. I own and operate a pressure washing window cleaning business, and also I'm going to school for marketing, actually.
Oh, wow. So tell us a little bit more about why you decided to go back to school.
Well, for one, I really wanted to up my skills and knowledge base. I've been wanting to do that for about 10 years now. And since I've been in the military, I was able to have, the GI Bill and be able to use that for, utilizing for my education. So I jumped into it about, I guess, a year or so ago to finish out the credits that I've earned over the last 10, 15 years. And actually currently going to Corbin University and being to finish my degree in 7 weeks, actually. So I'm on my last term, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting. That's what I love about you, Ryan, is you're always working, trying to improve yourself and make new things happen in your life. And that's great. So let's go back to your military experience and military time. And so take us back to that.
Okay, so I got into the military about 2008. I actually had a business prior to that for about 2-3 years. I did landscaping. So I had R&M landscaping. And then the economy kind of sort of killed it. I needed something to really take care of Megan and I. So I decided to go into the military, went to the National Guard. Did that. Came back from basic and AIT, found out shortly afterwards that there was full-time National Guard. And then I done that for about 10 years, a little over 10 years. Got out doing active guard 2017, and then did drilling soldiers for about a year. Got out summer 2018. And then after that, I just basically tried a couple civilian jobs and ended up actually working to doing my business from there on.
So I think that you would be the first to say that you had some probably not so good effects from your military time that made it hard to reintegrate. And that's where you really developed this passion as far as reaching out to others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I recognize that there's a lot of challenges that soldiers have from their military careers. Personally, for me, I kind of shunted any communication with anybody after I got out of the military. Just didn't really want to communicate, didn't really want to talk about stuff. And then I since actually discovered several organizations that kind of helped me to reignite that, I guess, idea of talking to people. So, but since then I found out that a lot of times there's a lot of people that really have stories and, of their traumas, and experiences in the military that really don't talk about. So kind of led me into wanting to kind of provide a service, I guess, of sorts to veterans. And that's kind of where I led into my passion now.
Yeah, and I think it's great because I know you individually. I mean, you and I have known each other for a long time now, and you really have worked to overcome where, areas in your life have been tough because of your service, and so you've learned skills to be able to overcome that, which is just awesome. So this leads us into your new podcast. So it's called Combat Citizen, a Trauma and Reintegration Podcast, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that. And you've already had one, right?
Yeah, actually, we've recorded 2 episodes so far. The next episode is going to be dropping on Wednesday. First episode. So first episode was basically a combat medic, and then the next episode is going to be, which is actually pretty interesting, God, I'm trying to think about what it's called. He in anyways, so he takes care of the fallen soldiers are on the battlefield. So it should be an interesting conversation with that guy. So do you want me to kind of describe it, that kind of thing?
Sure. Yeah. Give us some more information about the podcast itself.
So my idea for the podcast is basically to provide a platform for those individuals that come out of the military and also those who are in the military currently that have experienced trauma of sorts, stuff that, social anxiety, PTSD, anger, that kind of stuff, and really kind of open a door for them to be able to communicate and talk about stuff that they've experienced. So basically the premise of the whole podcast is I'll bring a veteran onto the podcast, and then I start out with, talking with who you were pre-military, and then I talk about or ask you questions regarding your current or your military career, and then I finish off a couple different things where I start with how you are now, and then I would go into basically anything you want to talk about. I don't really expect you to talk about your trauma. If you want to, it's fine. But we start talking about that, things that kind of affected you, deployments, any kind of career moves, changes, things like that. And then we go into any of the help that you've gotten, conversations that you have with people, organizations that you've gone to, VA, anything that you feel like has helped you. And then we lead that into talking about how that can help other people just by your experiences.
Yeah, I think that's something that I'm sure other veterans tie into really well, listening from people and what they've gone through and the experiences and how they've overcome that maybe. And I know that with your heart, as you continue on, this is going to really reach out to a need with people. I can only imagine. I have not, did not serve in the military. And I thank you so much, by the way, for your service. I not only appreciate you so much as a friend, but also as somebody who served our country. And, that's the freedoms we enjoy today are because of people like you. And I appreciate you.
Thank you.
So I am going to wrap things up here, but first I want to know, how do people get in touch with you? Where do they find your podcast?
So currently right now, until I get it everywhere else, it's on YouTube. It's actually, if you look for Combat Citizens Trauma and Reintegration, you'll be able to find it. Currently there's only 1 episode. The second episode is going to drop on Wednesday, and then soon enough we'll get everything everywhere else. I'm working on a website and then a couple other mediums to be able to push out the podcast.
That's awesome. And then for your business, R&M Exterior Care, tell us how we contact you there.
Yeah, easiest couple ways. So it's RM Exterior Care is the name. So I basically put it on, website is rmexteriorcare.com, and then the phone number to reach us is 503-749-7578. And then see anything else. Email is just rmexteriorcare@gmail.com.
Perfect. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you so much, Ryan. Thanks for coming on today. And if you guys need help with your exterior care, definitely give Ryan a call. And if you check out his podcast, make sure you share that with people that could use that help, because I think that's going to really be a big impact in future years through what you're doing, Ryan. So thank you again. You have an awesome, awesome week. And remember, if you guys need to contact me, just go to russhedge.com. It'll link into my email, all my social media, and we will talk to you again next week. Thanks for joining us. See you, Ryan.
Thank you, Russ.